And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Curry. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Clarkson. Good on the triple. Clarkson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Byron Scott.
A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We got to have all-out energy fighting to stay on his hip, and then we need to pressure on the ball handler to try and delay the pass. Kevin, both jobs are hard.
Thank you, Doris. And former coach of the year Byron Scott now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Clarkson kicks to Bryant. Up and in on the layup.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here is Livingston. Pass to Barnes. From about 16. Pulls from the top of the key. Livingston, that's good. Livingston's got his first basket. The Lakers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. The drive by Russell. And yes, sir, that one drops. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. The feed now to Barnes. And he goes in for the dunk.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
The Lakers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's Bryant. And that one's good. Second basket of 4. Shooting 50%.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season, and their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home, and I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin, it was a lot to be salty about in Laker land. So can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much.
Warriors trail by 5. And here's Bogut. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. They get it again. He feeds it to Barnes. Connects from three-point range.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Lakers have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Now, here is Russell. He's covered closely. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
It's a scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Well, with the season the Warriors put together, they came out way ahead of everybody else in the West. I mean, given how tough the West was last year, that makes their 67-win season all the more impressive. One of the best in history in my mind.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Sacre is checked in for Hibbert. Bass comes in for Randall. Nick Young's checked in for Kobe. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Jordan Clarkson. Now here's Spates. Outside, Green. Barbosa kicks to Spates. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Warriors took apart the West last season. They went 42-10 against the rest of the conference. The games between them and second place in the West were the same as the games between second place and 8th in the West.
And the Warriors didn't just pick on the little guys. I mean, they had big wins over the top teams in the West. Against the rest of the playoff teams, the Warriors were a whopping 20-5.
Warriors trail by 4. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. From deep, Iguodala. Here's Thompson. And another basket for Golden State. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, there's no doubt. And that one's good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. He's off on the first. Mazzili's checked in for Klay Thompson. So he comes up empty, missing both. LA's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Now, here is Russell. He's got 8. Young with no one around. No good on the 3. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Lakers lead by 1. And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy.
You want to guard the paint.
When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, you are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin. In the second quarter. Iguodala, the 3 with Barnes, the stretch 4. Steph Curry's out there with Livingston, and it's Azili in at the center, locking down the middle. And you think about Stephen Curry, clearly one of the greatest shooters the league has ever seen. Clark, I think you could make a case that he's the best off-the-dribble three-point shooter in league history. What do you think?
I think he's the best total shot maker shooter we've had in the league. When you look at all aspects of shooting, I don't know if anybody's ever been better.
Kicks to Bryant. It's Williams with the drive. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. And the Lakers lead by 1. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Lakers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And for Steph Curry, the light doesn't get any greener. I mean, the only limit is his conscience. I think he does a great job of scoring, but also looking to keep his teammates engaged.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says, but still anybody's game.
Here's Bogut. And no good as it rattles out.
And, you know, when you think back when Curry came into the league, the question was, is he just a scorer, or can he play point guard? Well, I think he's more than answered those concerns, and he's gotten a lot better with his decision-making as he's now starting to limit his turnovers.
And the Lakers with some changes. Randall's checked in for Bass. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Young. And Golden State also making a change. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Sean Livingston. Curry dishes to Thompson. Back to Curry. Barnes against Randall. Barnes kicks to Curry. Count the bucket.
Oh, what a sweet stroke from Curry on that one.
The Lakers have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Williams up on top. He's covered by Iguodala right at the free throw line. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 6 points for Lou Williams.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Los Angeles leading by 3. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. Here's Barnes. Will not go. This is off the front iron. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Kobe's shot is off.
You know, for the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
The Lakers making a switch here. Russell's checked in, and the Warriors also making a change. Spates checked in for Harrison Barnes. Here's Russell. And it's Spates with the rebound.
And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense.
Clarkson passes to Randall. And then Hibbert with the dunk.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
A drive by Russell. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Now it's a 7-point Laker lead.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
There's the dish to Kobe. The Warriors pull it in.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 10 points for Klay Thompson.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Rick, you were just talking about Mo Spates. Clark, he has a great mid-range jump shot.
He does, and they actually call him Mo Bucket. But he actually played so well last season, they even threw in Mo VP from time to time.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Sacre comes in for Roy Hibbert. And Nick Young is subbed in for Kobe. Azili's checked in for the Warriors. Barbosa comes in for Steph Curry. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Green. The Lakers shooting well, 50% from the floor. Young for 3, good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Young's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Golden State's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back. Late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down actually last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws. A testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
And, going back to Ezeli, impressive physically, 7 foot, 7'6" wingspan, 5% body fat. If his skill set ever catches up with his natural gifts, watch out, watch out.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And a footnote to Ezeli, one of his college administrators raved about his intelligence. He cited Ezeli's broad perspective on world trade, globalization, and I tell you what, if Ezeli keeps improving, he'll soon be a serious benefactor of the economics of American sports.
And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. The lead pushed to double digits. Russell's got 5 points in the quarter.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Russell against Barbosa. To end the run. No luck.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And
Guys, I'm here with Steph Curry. And, Steph, what has the problem been defensively?
We're a step late, I think. And, they made tough shots. We can't take away from that. But
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be taking a look back at the first half of basketball. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. In the second quarter, they imposed their will on the game and built a 10-point lead at the half. And if things continue to go the same way after the break, they're threatening to run away with this one. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, one thing that stands out is how few turnovers they had. The offense looked in control. They were making nice passes, moving the ball, setting screens. The confidence just seemed to build, and the lead did too. They're a very steady team, keeping those turnovers down. That's the big.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report. Just about time for the start of the third quarter.
The second half just about to get going here. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Lakers. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the 5. Barnes grabs the miss. Warriors trail by 10. Left side Curry. Rejected by Kobe. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And that Clarkson. Warriors shooting 43% from the floor. You can point to any number of things, Clark, the Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with the league best 28 road wins.
Pass to Hibbert. It's tipped and stolen by Barnes. And Curry, here we go. That's tipped.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night, first game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant, stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was, and unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the summer league, and the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He made sure that everyone was on the same page and that the offense needed to run through Stephen Curry. Coach reminded his guys that he is the centerpiece of their offense and he's the one they want with the most freedom to operate. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Golden State. Two minutes into the second half of play now. Curry gets the bucket.
And, you know, going back to Randle's rookie year, his troubles really started during medical checkups before the draft. They found a foot injury dating back to high school. The fifth metatarsal had been broken, which may be why he fell a few spots in the draft.
Bryant dishes to Russell. From deep three-point range, just 5 on the clock. The shot by Williams, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And talking about Randle's rookie injuries, the Lakers were going to let him play through the foot. But once he broke the leg, they did season-ending surgery on the foot as well. Hopefully, now he can just stay healthy and get to play the game he loves.
Inside, from 10 feet out, and Roy Hibbert the bucket on the assist by Russell. Hibbert's got his second basket. Warriors trail by 9. Kobe with the steal. Russell inside, guarded by Curry. And Russell gets it to go.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
There's the pick. Here's Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor. But one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
And the Lakers with some changes. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Hibbert. Bass comes in for Randle. Young is subbed in for Kobe. Spates checked in for Golden State. On its way from Young for 2. Rebound. Warriors trail by 9. Curry's shot is off. Williams against Curry. It's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Hey, well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
The Warriors making a switch here. Barbosa's checked in. Curry against Russell. Left side, Williams. Takes a shot at the elbow. That one wide left. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Barbosa. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. That's on Lewis Williams.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And the first one at the line is good.
Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
Last season for the Warriors really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league and Greg, both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past few seasons, kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward.
And that's an intentional foul. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Azili's checked in for Barnes. And both free throws good for Curry.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
Pass to Young. The rebound by Azili.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Barbosa kicks to Curry. Iguodala's drive. Good.
The assist, Stephen Curry.
Los Angeles leading by 5. Outside Williams. And the pass to Sacre. Fires from 18. Good. Great play by Williams to shut it up.
Yeah, just a smart shot taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
No good from Spates.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Curry with it. Williams picks him up. Can't get it to go.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Rebound by Iguodala.
Yeah, but the hand in the face. It's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
He kicks it to Curry. 4 seconds left. Can't hit. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Livingston and Thompson are the guards. Green is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogut in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Right side, Green. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Williams passes to Sacre. Back to Williams. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip. Warriors trail by 9. Livingston dishes to Barnes. Lays it up and banks it in.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Clarkson kicks to Young. Sacre passes to Young. Shot on the wing, and again it's the Lakers.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here is Livingston. He's covered by Clarkson. Livingston dishes to Green. Out to Thompson. Fires from deep. Here's Bogut, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Brandon Bass.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And trying to cut into this lead, they need every edge they can get.
The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, was 3rd in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years, though his shot blocking and defense were always strong.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And the Lakers call time here.
Hey, guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision. And whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
The 11-footer, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Warriors trail by 7, and Thompson kicks to Green. Second shot opportunity, and Thompson with the nice bucket inside.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Robert Sacre. Rando comes in for Brandon Bass. And it's Bryant in for Young. And Golden State also making a change. Curry's checked in. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul.
To the inside. And Andrew Bogut the bucket on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 4 assists in the game. Lakers leading by 3. Down low, here's Hibbert. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Curry kicks to Thompson. That ball is good for another field goal, his 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Trying to find Curry. He's got it now. Barnes with it. Picked up by Hibbert. Takes a shot at the elbow. That one's good. The Laker lead is... cut to just 1 on the basket from Barnes.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. Russell, who's checked in for the Lakers. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And an intentional foul right there.
That's his second personal foul.
Fires from deep, and that is good. Russell's got 20 points.
Boy, great screen that time by Kobe.
Bogut the pass to Green. To the paint. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Bogut.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Outside Curry. The 3. Rebound the Lakers. They've held a 12-point lead early.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Warriors trail by 6. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the final quarter. Curry with an another miss.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. It's not even been a factor.
Here's Clarkson. That's short off the rim.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Thompson misses.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
And it's Russell missing. The Warriors have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Back to Thompson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Talk about a terrific game for Thompson. 16 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
And so Thompson nails both of them.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
Bryant, that's for 2. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And he commits the intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. Los Angeles calls timeout. They trail by 2. 23 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
Yeah, and in this case, you debate often. You hear guys debate whether to take a 2 for the tie or a 3 to win. In my case, with this situation, I think you go hard inside and see if you can get a good shot in close.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play. Incredible composure at the line to tie it up and give them a chance to get it to overtime.
Now Curry. On the wing, Green. From deep. He got it! He caught it!
My goodness.
I can't believe this. How in the world can you end the game on a shot like that?
Well, I think I've seen it all now, guys, and nothing's going to top that, I don't think.
So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job of finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. This is
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Harrison Barnes.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.